The village was small, dusty, and forgotten by the highways that carried people toward cities of shining glass and loud success. In that village lived a boy who spoke less than others but dreamed more than most. People often said he was strange, not because he was rude, not because he was unkind, but because he preferred watching the world rather than talking about it. While other children ran shouting across the fields, he would sit near the old banyan tree and trace patterns in the soil with a broken stick. His mother once asked him why he spent so much time alone. He replied softly, "I want to build something one day." "What will you build?" she asked. He smiled but did not answer, because inside his chest lived a dream he was afraid to speak too loudly. The boy's father was a farmer who believed life was simple. Work in the morning, rest at night, eat what the land gives. Dreams, he said, were dangerous when carried without effort. But the boy felt something different inside him whenever he touched wood. He loved the smell of fresh sawdust. He loved the smooth warmth of carved surfaces. Most of all, he loved watching broken, rough pieces of timber transform into something beautiful when patience and effort touch them. One afternoon, the boy walked to the village tea stall where men gathered every day. The tea stall was the heart of the village. News traveled there. Plans were announced there. Dreams were celebrated there before they were even built. The boy stood quietly until someone noticed him. Then, with a small but determined voice, he said, "I am going to become the greatest carpenter this village has ever seen." The men looked at him, not with mockery, but with that gentle smile adults give to children who speak of impossible futures. One man patted his shoulder and said, "Good, very good. Work hard." Another said, "Your father will be proud." The tea seller poured him a little extra tea that day. The boy felt warmth in his chest. He walked home feeling taller than the trees near the river. That night he told his friends. He told his cousin. He told his neighbor. Every time he repeated his dream, people nodded and praised him. Such ambition. Such courage. You will surely succeed. And something strange began happening inside the boy. The more people praised him, the less he felt like working. He would wake up thinking about how people would clap when he became famous. He imagined customers traveling from distant cities to buy his furniture. He imagined his name being spoken respectfully. But imagining success felt easier than holding a chisel. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. The boy kept announcing new plans. One week, he wanted to build carved chests. Another week, he wanted to design wooden chairs for travelers. Every time he spoke, people praised him. Every time people praised him, his excitement felt real for a short while. But when he returned home and picked up his father's old tools, his hands felt heavy. Work felt tiring. The dream felt far away. He told himself he would start tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. And the boy remained a dreamer who had never built anything. One evening, while walking near the edge of the village, he saw an old man sitting alone under a tree. The old man's skin was darkened by sun and age. His hands were rough like old leather. Beside him lay simple carpenter tools and unfinished wooden pieces. The boy sat beside him. After a long silence, he said, "Sir, I want to become a carpenter, but I cannot start. I feel excited when I talk about my dream, but when I try to work, my strength disappears." The old man asked quietly, "What do you do when a new idea comes to your mind?" "I tell people," the boy said. "I want them to know. I want them to believe in me." The old man reached into the soil beside him and picked up a small groundnut seed. He held it between his fingers. "If I plant this in the soil and water it quietly, what will happen?" "It will grow," the boy said. And if I place it on this rock and tell every person passing by how great this seed will become. The boy thought for a moment. Nothing will grow. It will just sit there. The old man nodded. Your dream is like this seed. Every time you announce it, you place it on a rock. The praise you receive feels like sunlight, but it burns the seed before it can root. The boy listened. The old man continued. When people praise your intention, your brain feels as if the work is already done. You receive emotional reward without building real achievement. Your hunger to act dies quietly. The boy felt something break inside him. Not pain, not sadness. Heavy, undeniable truth. The old man stood up slowly. Come, he said. No talking, just work. That day changed the boy's life. He started visiting the old man's workshop every evening after sunset. He told no one. Not his father, not his friends, not the tea stall men. He simply walked into the workshop and worked. The first week, the old man only allowed him to sand wood. Up and down, slowly, patiently. The boy's hands blistered. His back hurt. But there was no audience to impress, no applause to chase. So he endured. The second week, the old man taught him to measure and cut. The boy wasted wood. He made mistakes. Sometimes the cuts were uneven. Sometimes the joints did not fit. The old man never shouted. He only pointed and showed again. Silently, patiently, weeks became months. The boy learned carving, he learned finishing. He learned how pressure changes wood grain. He learned that beauty is not created by speed but by consistency. And something wonderful happened. Silence began to feel powerful. Without people watching him, the boy felt free. Free to fail, free to improve, free to try again. After 5 months, the boy built his first chair. It was simple, not beautiful, not perfect, but strong. He carried it home without telling anyone. He placed it on his porch. His neighbor saw it. Boy, where did you get this chair? I made it, the boy said quietly. The neighbor touched the wood in disbelief. When did you learn this? The boy smiled answer. The boy smiled. He did not had spoken. Word spread slowly. People visited his house. They saw the chair. Then a table. Then a wooden shelf. Then a carved box with patterns so delicate they looked like flowing water. Within 2 years, the boy had a small workshop. Customers came from nearby towns, but something remained unchanged. He never went to the tea stall to announce plans. He never spoke about future projects. He worked, finished, delivered. Let the results speak. Sometimes young villagers asked him how to become successful. He would say only one thing. Protect your dream in silence. Do not place your seed on the rock of applause. Plant it in the soil of effort. The boy understood something most people learn too late. Sharing dreams early can feel satisfying, likes, comments, words of encouragement. But the human brain is wired to feel completion when it receives social validation. Praise for intention can reduce hunger for execution. The boy learned to guard his ambition like a farmer guards seeds during planting season. Darkness and silence were not enemies. They were conditions for growth. Years passed. The boy became a respected carpenter. People spoke his name with admiration. But they remembered something more important than his skill. They remembered that he spoke little, worked much, and built everything with patient hands. One winter evening, the old man sat beside him again. The boy, a man, asked, "Sir, why does working in silence feel stronger than working for applause?" The old man said, "Because applause belongs to others, but satisfaction belongs to you. That when you chase applause, you build for noise. When you chase mastery, you build for eternity." The wind moved softly through the village trees. The man looked at his workshop. Inside were tables, chairs, chests, and shelves, all built without announcement, all built in patience, all built in silence. If there is one truth this story carries, it is this: dreams are fragile in their beginning. Praise is beautiful, but praise too early can steal hunger. Work first. Speak later. Let your hands create before your mouth celebrates. The world does not remember the person who spoke the loudest. The world remembers the person whose work changed something real. So the next time a dream visits your heart, resist the urge to announce it immediately. Give it 30 days of silence. Let your effort grow roots where no one is watching, because the deepest pride you will ever feel is not the applause for what you plan to do. It is the quiet moment when you look at something real that you built with your own hands and know that you earn every breath of it. Work in silence. Let success speak.